because as Felix is already saying, indeed, his research was really interesting. I also really like the aspect where you said that the accessibility maybe not be the issue so much in itself, but the conflict between accessibility and sustainability and inclusivity is actually more of an issue. Also, luckily, there are two parallel sessions, actually more parallel sessions on this as well, about inclusivity, about sustainability, but also indeed this getting feedback from the communities, which is also very interesting when it comes to these objective indicators. But indeed, what SMARTA-NET is trying to do is to make a European-wide comparison between the rural accessibility in different regions. Therefore, we use multiple data sources. We will have also some activities in some of the areas as well. But very importantly, we're also conducting a mobility and tourism behavior survey at the moment, where we want to collect revealed preference data on the attitude and perceptions of the individuals, so how they like to travel, why they're traveling, which mode, etc. And also not only to see their preference, but also their actual mobility patterns by asking how they have been traveling recently throughout their rural area, and which barriers they are to switch actually to more sustainable modes, because we see that car dependency is growing, but then what are the barriers for actually reducing that car dependency in the region? And very importantly, it's not a one-size-fits-all, so we have a more or less general survey, but on the wishes of different lighthouse sites of the SMARTA-NET project, we actually tailored the survey a little bit more to their need, but overall they're more or less the same. So in the end, the lighthouse sites will get a report very much tailored to their knowledge needs, but also on the other hand, we will be able to compare all different rural areas with each other to get a nice European-wide overview. And I was also happy to read the message from Terry in the chat that also the GRC has a rural observatory where also data across Europe can be found. I think these multiple data sets will create a very nice overall picture, overall accessibility throughout Europe and what is done in the different areas to improve that accessibility and reduce, for example, car dependency, but also to increase inclusivity of people so no one is left behind. So on the survey itself, a bit following also some of the things Felix mentioned, it's actually split into 5 parts. So the personal characteristic, the social demographic characteristics we also saw in Felix's presentation, but also the current mobility patterns of the people, the change in travel behavior when it comes to the influences of the COVID pandemic, but also the inflation as we see it now. And then also we asked the different attitudes of people towards different transportation mode. And lastly, we also asked about the tourism aspect in their region and also how rural mobility can be linked with tourism objectives. And then the dissemination. So at the first lighthouse sites, as you see on the slides, the survey is already being distributed. We are collecting the first hundreds of responses, so that's really nice. So we can really start the data coming in. And there are many more to come. The SMARTA-NET project has 15 lighthouse sites, so here are 4 of them mentioned, but in the end, we will have data from 15 different areas in Europe. And also, for the people that are interested, it's always not that easy to find actually people wanting to fill in the survey. So therefore, we spread it via different channels. So we have a digital survey link. In certain areas, the surveys are being done by phone, so people are being called to actually ask, but there are also in-person people also surveying people in the different areas. Next to it, we promote, of course, via social media, but also newsletters, newspapers, radio, wherever we can advertise. We also advertise the survey there, hopefully to get some more responses. And also we have some incentives in place as well, so people can win prizes, for example, in order to stimulate them to fully fill in the survey. Because these 2 things we think is crucial to increase the survey response rate, because in the end we want to have large data sets to actually have comparable information on rural accessibility in all the different lighthouse sites. So that's also something we currently are working on and having different strategies in place in the different areas to get that spread. So then also for the people involved, but also the people who are interested. So we have the surveys currently open. We'll open them or close them the moment we actually have enough responses, which we guess will be around April. And when the minimum of responses are not reached, we will maybe extend this period and also have other extra promotional activities. And then in April, May, we will analyze the results that we have. And during the summer, we will also report on them. So please follow us, our website and our newsletter, where you then can find the research finding, not only per lighthouse site, but also the cross one all over Europe. And we also had a bit of an icebreaker in place, but since we're a bit running out of time, therefore we suggest to skip the icebreaker and to go after this small presentation from my end to the parallel sessions.